I didn't grow. Also brings order in our lives. And God does have an order of things for us to follow as well. He is not chaotic. He is not confused. You are not going to throw something at God that he's going to be like, whoa, you just really caught me off guard. I'm going to need a moment here. That's not God. That's us. That is us when a curveball gets thrown into our life. But that's not God. God knows what's coming. Nothing catches him off guard. Nothing confuses him. He is systematic and he is methodical. And if you don't know that yet, you will if you live for God long enough. Ultimately, though, he's always working in your life. He's always working something in your life. Oh my goodness, it must be the Lord calling me right now. A little sidebar. I had a very fun telemarketer the other day call me. And she asked for my name, and I said it was Harry. And she said her name, and I said, what's your last name? And she gave me her last name, and it happened to be, you might know this, I'm not going to say the movie, but Harry and that was her last name. And I said, that is really cool. And we were just talking for a while, and I'm like, look, I can't do this to you anymore. I said, I usually mess with you guys, and you're too nice. Like, I said, can you just remove me from the call list? And she goes, man, I really liked your name as Harry, though. But she goes, yes, I will remove you. It was anyways, moving back. So, but ultimately, God is always working something in our life. Now, but the problem is a lot of times we have a hard time trusting him or following him through his systematic, methodical approach to things that he's bringing about in our life. 'Cause sometimes something else has to come before something comes. We were talking with, I don't remember who, it might have been the girl's grandma, I don't remember. We were kind of talking about how nothing was falling into place when we were trying to get here. Like I couldn't get a job, we couldn't find housing, and finally I had lined up a house that was going to be ready in a month for us, that they would actually rent to us. It was a 5-bedroom house. It was going to be over $2,000 a month. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 everything lined up. I was selling God just a couple months short. Eventually, that's what we typically do. We're like, okay, God, how long do I wait? How long do I wait? And then we do something. Not saying that's wrong, but what we have to understand is God is methodical. And in order for us to have bought the house that we were going to buy, the people in the house had to get jobs in Mankato. In order for them to get jobs in Mankato, those jobs had to be posted. In order for those jobs to be posted, they had to be vacated. In order for me to have the job that I ended up getting, the person in that job had to leave. See, God is methodical and he's working things out, but sometimes that takes time. And in our fast-paced society, we have a hard time giving time. You drive in the cities, or any city really for that matter, and you'll come to a point where somebody's trying to get in. And you might let one car in, but then you're like, no, I can't lose any more space. I can't let anyone else in. But in the grand scheme of things, you're losing probably another 5 seconds at the most. Like, I can't do it. God is methodical. God will take you from faith to faith and from glory to glory. But you can only have that kind of peace when you become aware of the fact that your times are in his hands. Your times are in his hand. And this is very important, because if you don't realize that your times are in his hands, You will become weighed down with the care about everything or about something or anything that you can do nothing about. You'll become frustrated. Anyone been frustrated before? Anyone get frustrated today? Yes, 100%. Because they decide to constantly change programs in the way we do things. Make me get a Gmail account and you will see me go from this calm, cool, collective person to this, I hate Gmail. It's the worst thing there is. It's terrible. It's awful. I use Rachel's Google account for all of the stuff on church. Now I got to have a Gmail and I have to flip-flop between the two of them. It's terrible. It's awful. Who does this to people? It's not good. It is frustrating. And I don't like being frustrated because I don't get frustrated very easily. But technology will get me frustrated. Technology will it just has a way of getting under my skin. But we can get frustrated because we're trying to make things happen prematurely. We're trying to make things happen before God has it ready to go. Before God has systematically and methodically orchestrated the things out for it to happen. We try to push it along. And we'll get frustrated in doing so. We need to come to a point where we relax in God. Did you hear that? In God. We relax in God and understand what God has for us. You're going to receive in good time what He has for you. You will receive it in good time, which is His time. And that can be frustrating. Anyone? It was frustrating driving for a year and a half. It was frustrating hearing from people, well, maybe God doesn't want you there. Maybe you heard wrong. It was frustrating. No, I know. I know He does. Well, it certainly doesn't look like it. Oh, I heard these things. I heard these things. Yeah, not necessarily from here. We'll make sure, but I heard it from a lot of people, and I got so aggravated about it. I'm like, just be quiet. You do not know what I know. But it can become frustrating. But in His time, it will come, and it'll be perfect. But it's His time. You're going to receive it. Many of us are frustrated because we compare ourselves with other people. Not you guys, just me. The Bible says that when you compare yourselves with other people, in so doing, you are not wise. What could we say if you're not wise? What could you be? A fool. Don't say that in church. Cover your ears, boys. Stupid. A dum-dum, a sucker? That's weird. You'd be a fool. Simply stated, just because God is blessing somebody else today does not mean that it is your turn to be blessed today as well. Just because someone else is getting blessed doesn't mean you should be blessed the same day as well. But it also doesn't mean if you're not blessed the same day that you won't be blessed. We got to pull the comparison out and rejoice with the one who's getting the blessing. But see, all of our stuff gets in the way. All of our stuff is what gets in the way of that happening. You know, the person next to you might be in spring and you're going through negative 16-degree winter. You're like, it's my turn and I want it now. Call JESUS. That's my play on J.G. Wentworth, but nobody knows that here. I forgot you guys don't have TVs. Somehow, though, we have worked it out in your day, and that's okay. Don't understand that God has an agenda, but the blessings in your life will. We need gas before bedtime. I call it a lot of times. Well, it's the right eye. As far away